The pipe expressed as percentage sign greater than percentage sign comes from the Magritte package by Stefan Milton. This package or pipe operator is automatically installed and loaded for you by the tidyverse package. And in case you're wondering the origin of this pipe operator, it's actually in reference to a Belgian artist called or known as René Magritte from his painting, which reads in French, "This is not a pipe." Now, the basic idea here is to use the value on the left-hand side, okay, as a fast argument to the function on the right-hand side. So mentally, we read this as x, then f. Okay, so it just takes the output of one function and passes it into another function as an argument. Okay, so this allows us to link a sequence of analysis steps. Okay, in fact, using this pipe operator has two aims. You know, it allows us to decrease the development time and improve readability and maintainability of code. Okay, so here's the cognitive process. So we could easily do the following steps. So for example, take the gapminder package or dataset, then mutate. Mutate just means to create a new variable, then filter that based on some value of some condition, then group by year, then summarize by getting the mean life expectancy and GDP. Now, the old way of doing things, you would use nesting, right? Meaning that you'll start inside out. So first of all, first step is to nest all this and start from inside. Mutate, then filter, group by, and summarize. You can see how this can be easily problematic, right, to the cognitive process. Now, the Dplyr way of doing things sort of just maps the cognitive process. We just follow the steps here, only that we change the analysis steps. So here saying from GM stands for gapminder, then create a new variable called GDP, which is a product of these two columns, then get the output of the results of this step. Then we filter based on some condition here, okay? Then we get the result of this, then we apply some function, which is to group by year, then ultimately get the output of all that. Then we summarize these two columns. We apply some function mean on life expectancy and the mean of the GDP. Okay. So now let's go ahead and look at an example. So the first thing you want to do here is to load the library tidyverse. If you haven't installed the tidyverse, go ahead and uncomment this line and install that. So once you install that, you want to load the tidyverse library. Okay, so I'm just gonna run that. So successfully that's loaded. I can see that from my console. Then the next thing, we're gonna be using the diamonds dataset. Okay, the diamonds dataset comes from the ggplot package. ggplot package is what comes from tidyverse. We've already looked at what tidyverse is. It's just a suite or collection of different packages, right? So ggplot here is for visualization, but we're going to use the inbuilt dataset that comes with the ggplot. So let's go ahead and run that. So it loads the dataset in form of a table. Table is just a modern way or reimagining of a data frame. You can see how the presentation looks really nice. So I could, scroll through all these records. You can see we have over 53,000 rows and then 10 columns, right? So we can already see we have the following columns: cart, color, clarity, depth, table, price, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now the power of the pipe lies in the following steps. So let's say, for example, we want to, so we've already loaded the diamonds dataset. So we're saying here from this dataset diamonds, then we want to apply some analysis. Okay, so arrange here means we just want to group ways. So the price here, so we want to arrange the price here, right? So we want to arrange the price based on some other step, for example. And that just means we want to sort the data, this column, right? We just want to order this column price. Then we want to apply some filtering. So we want to get price that's greater than 300, right? We can see here we have quite a bit of price ranges. So we want to filter that so that we can only show results for diamonds that whose price are greater than 300, right? Then we want to create a new column or new variable called log price, which we apply a function here, log, get the log of this price, okay? Then we display the results again. So in just 3 steps, analysis steps, we are able to perform different analysis on our data set. So I click here and you can see now we have a new column called log price, which is just a function applied on the price here. And this price is filtered to display only those prices that are greater than 300. Okay. Yeah, and that's it. Then also, these are some of the keyboard shortcuts, right? So again, nothing new here. So to insert the pipe operator, we use the command Shift+M on your keyboard. Using Mac, we can use Control-Shift+M on your Windows, right? And I could go ahead here. If you want to store this or save this as part of your notes, just click on Neat. And then we are able to see a needed file of our output. Okay, so just give it a second. And now we can see we already have a needed file with all these sample exercise. So in our next video, we'll look at how to import some of these data sets and also look at the package Tidyr.